So I've been thinking about this a little bit while I'm hiking out today. I really despise martial arts schools that use fear as a selling point. Whether that be presenting the world as this place where you've got to have your head on the proverbial swivel 24/7 to survive, or women need to learn self-defense from me, otherwise you're going to get sexually assaulted or kidnapped or whatever. It's this idea that there's a boogeyman or bad guy around every corner and that's why you need to come into a gym. It's absurd. Nobody should foster an atmosphere like that. Training should be fun, it should be healthy, and it should give you confidence, not fear. And I extend this to everything. I don't like businesses that try to control you with fear. If you don't buy our insurance, if you don't invest in our firm, your future is going to collapse out from under you. I don't like when religions do it. This idea that you'll be severely punished for not following these arbitrary laws that nobody can prove were made by anybody. I don't mean that to be against anyone's beliefs. I think freedom of belief is absolutely vital to a good society. But as soon as you start involving fear to push those beliefs, eventually you're going to run into people who push back. Oftentimes for good reason. They should be left alone. They should be allowed to think what they think. But maybe to the initial ideology that doesn't work, so they have to do something to make those people see their way. And that always ends up being force. It always ends up being violence. If you have to use force or violence or fear to make your point, you're already lost. There's no reason for that shit. If your message is good, it'll stand just fine on its own feet. So there's no need for that. And to circle it back around to martial arts schools, we talk about this in Fit to Fight all the time about training from a disadvantage, right? So you're pinned against the wall with a gun to your head. Here's what you do. There's like an allowable, reasonable amount of that should be utilized in your training. But if you're always doing that, you're not learning the most important thing, which is, how did you get yourself in this situation in the first place? And if you got yourself in this situation, like, why? What did you do? I mean, everything that happened before the encounter matters. In fact, the encounter is the result of everything that happened before, not the other way around. That should be pretty obvious, but these things need to be pointed out from time to time for some people. Anyway, bottom line is, anyone who's trying to germinate a seed of fear in you as a means to get you to do a thing or think a certain way or vote for a certain person or defend some ideology, whether it be social, political, etc., etc., if anyone's using fear to get you to that place, that person does not have your best interest in heart. I'm telling you that right now. You don't have to believe me either. Like I said, everybody should believe whatever they want. And that's the beautiful thing about our society. You have the right to be as stupid as you feel, and nobody can stop you as long as you don't hurt no one or yourself.